morning, students. Welcome to English online class. This is Manigandan. Last class we have seen rule number 6, reason positive. Today we are going to see rule number 7, negative reason. All the sentences which are giving only negative sense, negative meanings. Simple sentence 2 and 2. 2 and 2 means only negative. The sentences which are giving only negative meaning. So 2 and 2. Compound sentence, coordinating conjunctions, very and so. Very and so. Complex, so and that. So that. So simple sentence 2 2. Compound sentence, very and so. Complex sentence, so that. And compound and complex we have to use cannot and could not. Compound also we have to use cannot or could not. Complex also we have to use cannot and could not. So where we use cannot, where we use could not. I have given here compound and complex. If the sentence is am, is, or, it has am, is, or, that means present tense, we have to use cannot. Am, is, or means we have to use cannot. Was, were means we have to use could not. So the cannot and could not only we have to use in compound and complex sentence. Simple sentence we won't use. So compound and complex sentence, am, is, or we have to use cannot. Compound, complex, was, were means we have to use could not. That is present tense cannot, past tense could not. And one more thing I have given here. In simple sentence, for me means we can use I in compound and complex. For us, we. For him, he. For her, she. For their, they. So when you change into simple to compound and complex, we have to use for me, I. For us, we. For him, he. For her, she. For their, they. Okay, let us see the example. First one, see the sentence. The sum is too difficult for me to understand it. The sum is too difficult for me to understand it. That means I cannot understand. For me, for me means I. We have to use I. That is simple sentence because 2 and 2, and also see the tense, it is present tense. Am, is, or, is there, so it is present tense. The sum is too difficult for me to understand it. So when you change into compound, the sum is very difficult. What is the compound sentence? Very. The sum is very difficult. And what is that? And so we have to use. And so. I said for me means I. So I. Next, it is present tense. So we have to use cannot. So the sum is very difficult and so I cannot understand it. Can you understand the compound sentence? The sum is very difficult. After that, and so for me, it refers to I. Present tense, we have to use cannot. So the sum is very difficult and so I cannot understand it. That is compound sentence. So when you change into complex sentence, we have to use so that, cannot, or could not. So that, cannot, or could not. So the sum is so difficult that I cannot understand it. The sum is so difficult that, and I, present tense, cannot. So the sum is so difficult that I cannot understand it, complex sentence. So we have to use cannot and could not in compound and complex sentence. Present tense means we have to use cannot, and past tense means we have to use could not. So in the simple sentence, the sum, that is object, is present here. So only we have to use for me. So the subject, any persons present in here means we don't want to use for me, for him and all. So the sum is too difficult for me to understand it. The sum is very difficult and so I cannot understand it. The sum is so difficult that I cannot understand it. So to also it is negative, meaning negative sense. Next sentence. The coffee is very hot and so we cannot drink. The coffee is very hot and so we cannot drink. So in this sentence, the coffee is present tense, very hot and so. So very hot and so. So it is compound sentence. We means I said for us in simple sentence. Cannot present tense, so they have used cannot. So the coffee is very hot and so we cannot drink. So it is compound sentence. Also it is used simple present tense is. When you change into complex, the coffee is so hot that we cannot drink. The coffee is so hot that we cannot drink. That is complex sentence. So how do you change into simple? The coffee is too hot. The coffee is too hot for us. Why we have added for us? Because we, plural. So for us, the coffee is too hot for us to drink. That is simple sentence. So the coffee is very hot and so we cannot drink. Compound sentence. The coffee is so hot that we cannot drink. Complex. The coffee is too hot for us to drink. See the third one. The man is so weak that he cannot lift the box. The man is so weak that he cannot lift the box. So the man is present tense. So weak that. So and that is there. So it is complex sentence. So the man is so weak that he cannot lift the box. So complex sentence. When you change into complex sentence, we don't want to change the tenses. The man is very weak and so he cannot lift the box. The man is very weak and so he cannot lift the box. Compound sentence. The man is too weak to lift the box. The man is too weak to lift the box. Here in simple sentence we don't use for her, for him, for us. Why? Because the man is there, so definitely it is for him only. So we don't want to use for him, for her and all. So the man is, because subject is clearly given here. So the man, definitely for him only. So the man is too weak to lift the box. Can you understand simple sentence? The man is too weak to lift the box. See the next sentence. The sea is too violent for us to swim. The, the sea is too violent for us to swim. That is simple sentence because to present tense. When you change into compound sentence, the sea is very violent and so we cannot swim. The sea is very violent and so we cannot swim. Compound sentence. The sea is so violent that we cannot swim, it is complex sentence. The sea is so violent that we cannot swim, it is complex sentence. So in these four sentences we have used cannot only because the sentence is present tense. So we have used cannot. See the fifth sentence. The tree was too tall for me to climb. The tree was too tall for me to climb. So here I have used was, past tense. So the tree was very tall and so I could not climb. Why we have used could not? Because past tense was. So only we have used could not. So why we have used I? Because for me. For me means we have to use I. So the tree was too tall for me to climb. Simple sentence. The tree was very tall and so I could not climb. So present tense we have used cannot. So in the past tense I said was where we have used could not. See the complex sentence. The tree was so tall that I could not climb. The tree was so tall that I could not climb. That is complex sentence. So when you change the sentence, if you see the clearly, if you see the sentence that is present tense or past tense, so present tense means we have to use cannot, and past tense we have to use could not. Okay, can you find the difference between present tense and past tense? Dear students, here I have given a few homework questions. You can do it yourself. The box is too heavy for me to lift. The box is too heavy for me to lift. Change into compound and complex. The road is very long and so he cannot walk. Change into complex and simple. She is so proud that she cannot mingle with others. Change into compound and simple. The man was very short and so he could not climb the tree. Change into complex and simple. Physics problem is too difficult for us to understand. Change into compound and complex. So just I have given only 5 questions. You can try it yourself. Dear students, we have completed 7 rules, that is contrast ideas, reason, positive, negative, condition, positive, negative, time, immediate actions, later actions, and we'll see a few more important rules based on your board examination. So if you study simple compound complex thoroughly, you can attend link word, spot the error. In spot the error in subordinating conjunctions, coordinating conjunction, they'll ask on questions. Also in link words, you can attend 1 mark. So you have to know clearly about subordinating conjunctions, where do you use coordinating conjunctions and phrases. In this rule, in present tense cannot and past tense could not. And where do we use for me, for us, for him, for her, for their? So the rules are important. If you attend error spotting means you can know about all the rules, the basic structures of all the rules you have to know. So study clearly, prepare well. In case you have any doubt, you can ask me not only this simple compound complex but also any other doubt you can ask me at any time. So thank you students. We'll see you in next class.